The year is 1587. 115 men, women, and children set sail from England across the stormy Atlantic Ocean, bound for the New World with hope carved into their hearts. The waves were merciless. The winds howled like something alive. These were not soldiers or explorers hardened by years of conquest. These were families. Ordinary people chasing the promise of a new beginning on the shores of what is now North Carolina. They landed on Roanoke Island, a dense, fog-wrapped stretch of land surrounded by dark water and darker forest. They built homes. They lit lanterns. They tried to survive. And then, without a single witness, without a single body, without a single cry heard across the Atlantic, they disappeared, every last one of them, gone. To understand what happened, you have to understand the world these colonists came from. England in the 1500s was a nation hungry for power. Queen Elizabeth I had commissioned expeditions to claim territory in the Americas, desperate to compete with Spain's growing empire. Sir Walter Raleigh was given the charter to establish this colony. The first attempt in 1585 ended in failure. Soldiers abandoned the settlement after conflicts with local indigenous tribes and dwindling supplies. But Raleigh tried again. This second group was different. It included women and children, a deliberate choice meant to signal permanence. Among them was Virginia Dare, born on August 18, 1587, the first English child born in the Americas. Her birth was celebrated. Her fate remains unknown. John White was appointed governor of the Roanoke colony. He was also Virginia Dare's grandfather. Shortly after the colony was established, it became clear they were dangerously low on supplies. White made the difficult decision to sail back to England to secure reinforcements. He left behind his daughter, his newborn granddaughter, and over 100 colonists. What he could not have known was that he would not return for 3 years. England was at war with Spain. The famous Spanish Armada crisis of 1588 locked every available ship in military service. White begged, pleaded, and negotiated for passage back to Roanoke. He finally returned in August of 1590. What he found shattered him. The settlement was empty, not destroyed in the way of battle, not burned in the chaos of attack, simply empty. Homes stood silent. Possessions were left behind. There were no signs of struggle, no graves, no bodies. The only clue was carved into a wooden post at the entrance of the fort. One single word. Croatoan. Nearby, on a separate tree, the letters CRO were carved. Before White had departed, the colonists had agreed on a signal. If they moved voluntarily, they would carve their destination. If they left under threat, they would add a cross above the word. There was no cross. Croatoan was the name of a nearby island, and also the name of a local indigenous tribe known to be friendly to the English. White believed they had simply relocated. He wanted to sail to Croatoan Island immediately. A violent storm forced his ships back out to sea, and he never returned to search again. For over 400 years, historians, archaeologists, and investigators have chased the answer. The theories are haunting in their variety. Some believe the colonists integrated with the Croatoan people, absorbed into the tribe, their English identity slowly dissolving into a new world. DNA studies and oral traditions among the Lumbee people of North Carolina suggest possible ancestral connections. Others believe they attempted to sail back to England on their own and were lost at sea. Some theories point to violent conflict with neighboring tribes or even Spanish forces who viewed English settlements as threats. Archaeological digs near Hatteras Island have uncovered fragments of European origin, a signet ring, pieces of early English pottery, buried in soil that whispers of a life once lived. But nothing conclusive, nothing that closes the door on the mystery. What makes Roanoke so enduring is not just the mystery itself, but what it represents. 115 people stepped off a ship into an unknown world and trusted that someone would come back for them. The fog rolled in, the lanterns went dark, and the forest kept its secret. That carved word, Croatoan, still echoes across centuries, a message from the lost, waiting for someone to finally understand what they were trying to say.